Hello, my name is Steve Florio. I'm the Executive Director of the Rhode Island Commission on the Deaf and Hard of Hearing. And I'd like to tell you a little bit about our budget, state budget, and some current legislation. First, let's talk about the budget. On March 12, 2015, Governor Gina Raimondo presented to the state what's called the State of the State Address. And in that, she included her budget plan. That plan has 30 articles. All of those articles are contained in one proposal. There are two that I'd like to talk to you about. Article 18, which is very important to the deaf community. It talks about our agency, the Rhode Island Commission on the Deaf and Hard of Hearing. And three other agencies are impacted as well: the Department of Child Advocacy, the Department of Mental Health Advocacy, and the Governor's Commission on Disabilities. The proposal is to merge these agencies into one division. It's unclear where we would be held, where the offices would be hosted. Would all four agencies move to the Executive Office of Human Services and compose one department? We're not sure about that. But that is Article 18, as much as we know so far. If you have concerns about that and want to understand who's going to oversee the agency, whether or not we might lose our independence, or what's going to happen, we'll talk to you about that. I have the same concerns, and I have no answers at this time. Our Commission on the Deaf and Hard of Hearing has a board of commissioners, and they object to this proposed consolidation. We'll be watching this and hope to be able to give you more information. As we find out this information, we'll be sure to share it with you. This has not yet been decided. It's merely an introduction. It's part of the budget proposal. It has to go to the legislators, first to the House Finance Committee, and secondly to the Senate Finance Committee. They'll be studying the efficacy of this. There will be feedback given. They'll find out who is for it, who is against it, and if they decide not to do the consolidation, then Article 18 would not pass. But if Article 18 does pass before July 1st, then the consolidation will happen. So from July 1st on, you will notice the impact. It's up to you to some degree. Let your commissioners know how you feel about this and what it means to you and this agency. Now that I've told you about Article 18, I'd like to talk to you about Article 19. This has to do with boards of licensure. There are about 25 different professional boards. For example, one licensure board may specialize in sign language interpreters. Within that board, there are 5 board members who oversee interpreters. There are 24 other licensure boards that run in a similar fashion. So Article 19 is being proposed by the governor that it should be abolished. And instead, one person, called an administrator, would be in charge of all 25 boards. They would make sure that people seeking a license meet all the eligibility requirements. They would have the authority to decide, for example, if an interpreter wasn't following the Code of Ethics, that their license might be suspended or not renewed. Also, Article 19 mentions something called a healthcare professional board of reviewers. That can be composed of 10 members, and each of them would be professionals, and 3 folks who were consumers from the public on that board, and another 3 individuals from the healthcare industry. This would be the board of reviewers, and they would look at all the appeal cases. So if somebody feels that they should be able to keep their license, and they make this known to the director, this board would be pulled together, and they would adjudicate the decision. So if you have any concerns about the changes in the licensure board, contact Rosa Norberg. Her email address is Rosa Norberg, Norberg, @cox.net. Please contact her and give her your perspective. She's very interested in knowing how you feel about that. She is the current president of the Rhode Island Registry of Interpreters for the Deaf. And she's working on this issue. So these are two pretty significant articles that could impact our community.